Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with a Spain news update, and the cap on gas prices here in Spain starts today, and it appears that it will have a positive effect on electricity prices, but perhaps not as much as the government had planned. But more about that in just a moment. Firstly, a big thanks to all of the people that left comments on the last video. Lots of comments, lots of debate happening there as usual. Thanks to people that supported the channel through a donation or by buying me a beer or a coffee, or people that used the new super thanks option. Many thanks for that. Thanks to people that bought merchandise, and a big thanks to my patrons on Patreon for your ongoing support. Now, let's get into the news, and as I said, the cap on gas prices came into effect, and the government hopes that this cap will bring down electricity prices. But, as we can see here, the first day of the gas cap lowers electricity bills by 6%, a third of what the government announced. The price of electricity on the wholesale market will fall by 22.63% to 165.59 euros per megawatt hour on Wednesday, the 15th of June, the first day on which the cap on the price of gas for electricity generation will be applied. However, once the charge to be paid for subsidising gas, 59 euros on average, has been applied, the cost to the price of regulated tariff customers will be 224 euros on average per megawatt hour, 6% less than the 237 it would have been without the gas cap. In other words, the reduction will be much lower than the 22% that the price of electricity on the market reflects, and will also fall short by around a third of the government's forecast, which estimated a reduction of between 15 and 20%. So, there we go, the price of electricity on the wholesale market falling by 6% given that new gas cap, but far off the 15 to 20% that the government had previously estimated. Now, pharmaceutical company Moderna yesterday announced a huge investment here in Spain, and as we can read, Moderna will invest 500 million in Spain by 2022 in its alliance with Rovi to manufacture the COVID vaccine. Moderna will invest 500 million euros in Spain in its alliance with Rovi to manufacture its COVID-19 vaccine in Madrid and Granada. This is the first time the US biopharma has provided investment figures for its messenger RNA product, which it manufactures in the country for distribution worldwide except for the US market. In addition, the company plans to build a quality testing laboratory for mRNA vaccines in the Madrid region, which is expected to be operational in 2023. The 500 million is also including the proportional part of this multi-year investment to build this infrastructure. So Moderna, teaming up with local pharmaceutical company Rovi to produce COVID vaccines here in Spain, an investment, as we saw, worth some 500 million euros. Now, if you've ever wondered what a luxury tourist spends per day here in Spain, you're in luck, because figures have been published. As we can see here, the luxury tourist spends 860 euros a day in Spain. High-impact tourism contributes between 130 and 170 billion euros to the European economy, according to a study by Circulo Fortuny. In fact, Spain is the country in Europe where high-end tourism has the greatest impact on GDP, with 2%, compared to the European average of 0.9%. And it could triple its revenue over the next decade to 520 billion euros, according to forecasts in the report High Impact Tourism, a strong boost for Europe, commissioned by the ECCIA, the European Creative and Cultural Industries Alliance. High-impact tourism generates a value of 25 billion euros per year, representing around 26% of total tourism revenues between 70 billion and 95 billion euros. So some big money being thrown around by luxury tourists, not only here in Spain, but in other European countries too. Now, anyone living in Spain or visiting Spain currently knows that we're in the middle of a terrible heat wave, and only two parts of Spain, Asturias and the Canary Islands, are spared. All the autonomous communities except Asturias and the Canary Islands remain on alert on Tuesday. Andalusia, Aragon, Castilla and Leon, Castilla-La Mancha, the Community of Madrid, Catalonia and Extremadura are at orange risk due to high temperatures, which will reach 43 degrees according to the State Meteorological Agency, AEMET. A total of 41 provinces will be on alert. The heatwave is once again leaving sweltering temperatures during the day and torrid nights, as in some places it has not dropped below 25 degrees Celsius. There will be greater intensity in the south of the mainland, where it could occasionally exceed 43 degrees in the Guadiana and Guadalquivir valleys and reach 44 degrees Celsius in Seville and Córdoba, according to the AEMET forecast. So, there we go, the majority of the country in the middle of a terrible heatwave at the moment. Only Asturias in the north of the country and the Canary Islands have been spared. And if you notice sweat dripping down my brow, that's the reason why. Now, fuel prices here in Spain last week hit the €2 price barrier, and some people are asking the question, what is the limit going to be? And as we can see here, experts do not rule out the possibility of paying €3 for a litre of petrol. Summer is just around the corner and fuel prices continue to rise. Millions of people are expected to travel during the summer season, and many are questioning how high the price of fuel can go, a price that is setting new records with each passing day. Today, another record has been reached, with petrol prices on average €2.14 per litre, and diesel is now over €2 per litre. Petrol stations warn that these prices will continue to rise as they have been doing so far, day by day and cent by cent. We are currently paying up to 66% more for fuel than a year ago, so at this rate, experts say nothing can be ruled out, not even that we could be paying €3 per litre in a matter of months. So no relief in sight when it comes to fuel prices here in Spain for the time being, and as we saw in that article, some experts saying that we could hit €3 per litre for fuel. Now, when it comes to beaches here in Spain, we often see articles in the press talking about all of the blue flags that Spanish beaches are awarded. Blue flags, as we know, are given to beaches that are clean and have good facilities for bathers, but we don't often hear about bad quality beaches here in Spain, beaches that have black flags and not blue ones. And as we can see here, these are the 48 beaches in Spain with black flags in 2022. The NGO Ecologists in Action has published its Black Flags report for this year, in which it has awarded 48 black flags to coastal beaches in our country. This categorization is due to the level of pollution or poor management of the coastline. 2 beaches in each coastal province and another 2 in each autonomous city have received the flags. In addition, as a novelty this year, a beach has been awarded a black flag for pollution caused by sunscreen. And if we have a look at a map, we can see these black flag beaches all along the Spanish coast. So my advice would be to stay away from those particular beaches here in Spain this summer. Now let's have a look at some of the comments from previous videos. One here from Sam: olive oil is at €9 for 2 litres in France, and that is the cheap stuff. Yeah, Sam, thanks for the comment. We were chatting about the price of olive oil during yesterday's live stream because somebody in London said that they found olive oil at prices cheaper than here in Spain. I can't remember what the exact price quoted was, but I think it was around £3 per litre. And yesterday at my local supermarket here on the outskirts of Madrid, I paid €4.35 for a litre of that liquid gold. And the prices in France, as you mentioned in your comment, €9 for 2 litres, more or less in line with what we pay here. So why is olive oil cheaper in London than it is in Spain? That's the million-dollar question. One here from April: the price of olive oil going up might be due to a disease that's happening. I read about it last year. Might not be in Spain, but it is in other countries. It's killing a lot of olive trees. Yeah, April, thanks for the comment, and again adding to the debate as to why olive oil is so expensive here in Spain at the moment. We saw the other day that the war in Ukraine and severe drought in some parts of Spain are behind the increase in prices, and the disease that you mentioned in your comment might also be a factor. In fact, I looked into this disease to see if it is affecting olive groves here in Spain, and this is what I found. From Seville to Italy, a new generation of olive trees for ground zero of Xylella fastidiosa. 18 new varieties potentially resistant to the bacteria are planted in Carmona. So there we go, a bacteria known as Xylella fastidiosa also affecting olive trees here in Spain. So war, drought, disease, no doubt having an effect on the price of olive oil currently here in Spain. One here from Stevo: squatters used to be common in the UK during the 70s and 80s, but then the property law was changed in the early 90s to remove their rights to squat. I haven't heard of a true squatter in the UK for several decades now. Yes, Stevo, thanks for the comment, and this is also something that popped up in yesterday's live stream: the problem of squatters here in Spain. The newspaper La Razón published a list of the provinces here in Spain with the most amount of houses that have been taken over by squatters. And if you didn't watch yesterday's live stream, here are the top 10: Barcelona, Madrid, Girona, Seville, Tarragona, Murcia, Alicante, the Balearic Islands, Toledo, and Malaga. And interesting to see that 3 of the provinces in that top 10 are located in Catalonia. I wonder why. So let's hope that Spain also passes a law soon that gets rid of this ugly problem that is squatting. One here from Ingo: hi Stu, I'm heading over to Spain in July. Am I going to have to sleep in the fridge, being from Ireland? I did hear on this vlog about sunscreen causing cancer. I think what your participant was talking about was a family from the UK who bought Factor 50, which wasn't a known brand, and they all got sunburned. Love your vlog, Stu. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego. Yingo, thanks for the comment, and if current temperatures are anything to go by, yes, you're going to have to sleep in a fridge if you want to stay cool. And you're right, somebody in the chat section yesterday did say that sunscreen causes cancer. I don't believe that to be true, but people are entitled to their opinion. In fact, not a day goes by here in Spain that I don't slap on sunscreen. My skin is very sensitive to the Spanish sun, and a 50+ sunscreen for me is an absolute must. And I read that story about a family from Wales, if I remember correctly, who went to Gran Canaria on holiday, bought some dodgy sunscreen, they reckon, and they all got burnt. And the mother couldn't believe just how hot the sun was in that part of Spain. In fact, she said it was even hotter than the last time they visited 8 years ago. So be careful with dodgy sunscreens. Make sure that you buy a good brand of sunscreen here in Spain. This is the one that I recommend, and no, this is not an ad for this product. It's not cheap, but it is by far the best sunscreen that I have ever used. And coming from Australia, I've used a few. So if you're planning a trip to Spain, to one of the hotter parts of the country, remember to slip, slop, slap. Slip on a shirt, slop on sunscreen, and slap on a hat. One here from Jose Antonio. I wonder why gazpacho is not popular in America. I mean the whole continent. It may look like a Mexican sauce in the USA and Canada, but it is not appreciated in the Spanish-speaking America as well. By the way, one of the best gazpachos I ever tasted was in Tennessee. Ajo blanco is another cold soup, and the brand Avalle makes it perfectly. Yeah, Jose Antonio, thanks for the comment and good question. Why isn't gazpacho popular outside of Spain? It seems to be on every restaurant's menu at this time of year because people are looking for cooler foods for these hot summer months. And I must admit, I do enjoy a nice cold gazpacho. And the other one that you mentioned in your comment, ajo blanco or white garlic, also very, very tasty. So keep an eye out for it. And finally, one here from Tom. Hi Stu, looks like it's going to get hot. What is the hottest weather you've experienced in Spain? Yeah, Tom, thanks for the comment. And it's not going to get hot. It is already stinking hot. And it's only the 15th of June. And to answer your question, what's the hottest weather that I have experienced here in Spain? Probably around 41 or 42 degrees Celsius. There's normally a couple of days every summer when temperatures hit that mark. And when there's a couple of days with highs like that, I can put up with it. But what I can't stand is 5, 6, 7 days of 40+ temperatures, which is the heat wave that we are in at the moment. Very, very uncomfortable. On that note, I'll wrap the video up. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. Debate the video out as you normally do. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego.